Imeandikwa mo.
Nimeshaanza. Hello, good afternoon. Good afternoon, class.
Afternoon.
How are you doing?
Fine. Haujashare screen.
My name is Faith Anita, and I'm going to take us through. Let me share my screen so that you can see, guys. Are you able to see what is displayed in my screen?
Yes.
Hello. Are you seeing?
Yes. Corona effects.
Okay, that's okay. So, okay, sorry for that. Today, I've said my name. I'm called Faith Ogutu, and I'm going to take us through corona effect in overhead transmission line. And to start by the definition, are you seeing? Can somebody read for us the definition displayed?
The phenomenon. Amagan.
That one.
The phenomenon of violet growth, hissing noise, and production of ozone gas in an overhead transmission line is known as corona.
Okay, guys, as she has said, we said that corona is the phenomenon of a violent glow, hissing noise, and the production of ozone gas in the overhead transmission line. And to continue, we're going to look at the theories of corona formation. And under this theory, we are going to discuss how corona is formed and what occurs and under what conditions does corona occur in the overhead transmission line. And just to read that, we're going to say, some ionization is always present in the air due to the cosmic ultraviolet radiation and the radioactivity. Therefore, under normal conditions, the air around the conductors become ionized. And the particles include the free electrons and the positive electrons and the nuclear and the neutral molecules. And when the potential difference in the overhead transmission line exceeds 30 kV per centimeter, that is the maximum value under which corona starts to occur, there is the ionizations of the particles surrounding that particular transmission line. Hence, a violent glow or a hissing sound is produced in that particular area surrounding that overhead transmission line. And before we continue to the next context of this topic, can somebody tell us under what conditions does corona occur? Anybody? Under what conditions does corona occur? Anybody? If you don't remember, you can just read. Yeah. Okay, we have said that corona occurs when the potential difference in the conductor reaches above 30 kV per centimeter, and that is the maximum value. So when asked in exams and to state the maximum value under which corona starts to occur, the answer is 30 kV per centimeter. Okay, guys, having said that, let's proceed to the next one. And we're going to now discuss about the factors affecting corona effect or factors affecting the corona formation in overhead transmission line. And I have listed 4 factors here, and there are some other more, but let's measure our discussion for today under these 4 factors. Factor number 1 is atmosphere. The second factor is conductor size. We have the spacing between the conductor and the line voltage. Can somebody tell us, or who is having a challenge when asked to explain the factors affecting corona? Who cannot explain the above listed factors? Is anybody having a question there?
No.
Okay, now the one who has said no is innocent. Can you explain for us how atmosphere affects the Can somebody, now Innocent has said he doesn't have a question or doesn't have a difficulty explaining this one. Can you explain for us how conductor size affect the formation of corona in over the transmission line? Innocent, are you there?
Yes. Okay. For example. Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Continue.
Okay. So let's say, for example, I mean, the physical state of atmosphere affects the corona loss.
Okay.
So I think the atmosphere can affect, maybe, for example, you see in terms of maybe, let's say, like temperature. There might be variation if there's high temperature or low temperature. That's my own thinking.
Exactly what you've discussed is correct, because when there is high temperature, there is high speed. The molecules tend to travel at a high velocity. And when they tend to travel at a high velocity, that means the corona effect is increased. And that goes to the conductor size and the line voltage. They are both directly proportional to the corona formation. Their increase increases and their decrease also decreases the chances of corona occurring. That is good of you, Innocent. Now let us proceed to the next, and we're going to discuss about the advantages and disadvantages of corona. And to start with the advantages. What are the advantages? They are displayed in your screen. Can you see? Yes, now I'm going to ask one of us to read for us what is displayed in the screen. Odero Maxwell, can you read for us what is displayed in the screen?
Okay, the first advantage is due to corona formation, the air surrounding the conductor becomes conducting, and hence the diameter of the conductor is increased. The in diameter reduces the electrostatic stress between the conductors.
That is
and now the second point is, yes?
Yes, continue the second point.
About another advantage of the corona is that corona reduces the effects of transient produced, which can produce surges.
Yes, we have seen that due to corona formation, the area surrounding the conductor becomes conductive. Hence, the diameter of the conductor is increased. The diameter reduces the electrostatic stresses between the conductor. That means when the air around the conductor, we know the air is an insulator. The air should act as an insulator. And when the air is ionized due to corona, it becomes conducting. That means it increases the size of the conductor. When the size of the conductor increases, what happens in turn? The electrostatic stresses in that conductor is reduced. Did we get that point? And another one, you know, a surge is a disadvantage in power transmission. And when surge is reduced, that becomes an advantage because power loss will also be reduced. And that comes as an effect of corona. That is good, Odero Max. So let us move to the next one. The next one is disadvantages of corona. Now, can somebody let me check who is going to read for us? Melvia Olero. Can you read for us the disadvantages of corona?
One disadvantage is corona is accompanied by a loss of energy. This transmission efficiency is the transmission of the line. So it reduces the energy being transferred from one protein. The second one is ozone is produced by corona and because one of the conductors due to the chemical action. The third one, the current drawn by the land due to corona is sinusoidal, hence sinusoidal voltage drop in the line. This may cause conductive interference neighboring communication lines.
Okay, that is
So
good of you. Thank you for that, Melvian. Just to explain this point, point number 3 is narrowed down to corona leads to the interference in the communication line due to the sinusoidal form of the waveform. And the second one, it's due to the ozone produced. It leads to the chemical corrosion of the conductor, sorry. And then the third one is power loss. Corona always leads to power loss because when the size of the conductor is increased due to the ionization of the air around it, that means the resistance of that particular conductor is increased. When the resistance of that particular conductor is increased, that means the current is reduced. And in turn, okay, okay, sorry for that, guys. Now let us move to, before we end our lesson, is anyone having a question? Is anyone having a question?
No question.
Okay, no question. Innocent, you're very active in our class. Now let me what are the advantages of corona? Yes, Odero Maxwell is raising his hand physically. Can you tell us what?
Yeah.
Yes.
First, it increases the size of the conductor.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is not the advantage is it increases the size of the conductor, which reduces the dielectric stresses in the conductor. Thank you for that. And another one? Another one?
Yes, it helps to reduce the effect of...
It reduces surges. Thank you for that, Innocent. Yes,
Welcome.
I can see you are all attentive. Yes. Now, if you don't have any question, or is anyone having a question?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, Dorcas.
Which corona are we talking about? Is it the one for the coronavirus?
Thank you for that question, Dorcas. Actually, there is no connection between the corona that we're studying today, the corona effects in the over-intersection line, and the corona, the COVID-19 breakout. This is the effect of the air around the conductor being ionized, act as a conductor than an insulator. While the one that we're talking about, the COVID-19 pandemic, that was a breakdown. We don't know the real history about it, but we're told by health practitioners that it was a disease. It was an outbreak. Otherwise, thank you for that. Now, before I end my lesson, I want to leave you guys an assignment. And the assignment is displayed here in your screen. The assignment reads, explain the methods used in reduction of corona effect. You are going to explain 5 points. Each point you state 1 mark, explanation the other mark. So a total of 10 marks, that assignment. The assignment is due during our next lesson and shall be handed in printed card. Otherwise, there being no other question, I'd like to end our class and thank you for your participation. Thank you, guys, and you can now leave the class.